Have you played around with ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
I knew about that. My boss told me about that like a couple months ago, and I couldn't escape it. It was all over my social media.
Really?
Yeah, ChatGPT is taking over some software engineering jobs, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
See, that conversation hasn't really showed up in my spaces until like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah,
but that's because it's more from a programming perspective that it makes sense that y'all would hear about it first.
Yeah, I have a lot of nerds
because it's from machine learning. I mean, you are a nerd, so
yeah, I have a lot of nerd stuff on my social medias.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you use it for code?
No,
because I've heard some people they use it to test their codes.
Yeah,
like if it'll find like whatever mistakes are in your code.
It's good at debugging. It's good at a starting point for code. It's great. It's a great tool.
I know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Is it going to take your job, Jordan?
I would say maybe like nah. Maybe in like 20 years, a lot of software engineering jobs will be limited, and it'll be a way more competitive space because of this. But nah, it's like a better version of Google in a way. Like you can
Google doesn't output anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's a better version of Google. It's like in Google you could ask it, or you can search in Google how to do this and this, and it will give you options, and you can find the correct way. And ChatGPT just does that to where it finds the right way, and it will tell you instead of you have to search for all that. So
even though it's not always accurate.
Yeah, so it won't take my job because you still have to make sure it's right, and there's still a lot of customization and complicated things that ChatGPT just can't do at the moment. But given some time, it definitely will start doing the more simple coding problems, like create a portfolio website or create this website. That it can definitely do. I can see it doing, and I can see it taking a lot of people's jobs, like people that work for like WordPress, you know, those website builders. Those jobs might be going away. But yeah, I think it needs to start with not software engineers, but look at other jobs that I think it will take away.
Well, it's because that's your job space, you asshole.
But I think other jobs it will definitely take away.
Like what?
Some legal positions. I think it can.
Not really.
I've seen multiple videos where it will ask it to write up or type up legal document, and it does it perfectly. And like
there are certain ones where it would kind of work, but the issue is every situation, a lot of times you have to finesse the documents to work with certain things.
Yeah, and that's the same reason why I say software engineering. It won't take software engineering jobs, but I think it will do a better job at taking legal or just positions that
you're just saying this because I work in legal space, you fucking asshole.
No, just positions that don't require a lot of customization or finessing to fit certain ways. Like write me a newspaper article about this. Easy. Write me an essay. Like it's gonna do a lot of things.
Oh yeah, students not gonna have to write essays.
Yeah,
even though there's apparently people making tools to figure out like AI generated or essays.
Yeah. Instead of it thinking in a way of taking people's jobs, think it more of a tool for people to use for their jobs.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's where it's headed at the moment. I think given some time though, it will be way better and it'll do a better job.
Oh, this is the first stage of full on artificial intelligence.
I wouldn't say the first stage, but it's definitely the beginning.
What I'm saying, it's the first major step. Because here's the thing is, so it's a language, from what I understand, it's a language-based model.
Yeah.
So if you think about how you actually learn a language first, it's basically, that's how it's learning. Like, it's basically how the machine learning working is basically the same way that you learn an actual language.
Yeah.
Which is by just intaking. So whenever you're just a baby, you're actually taking in all the different sounds. And so there's supposedly, I think there's 180 sounds that humans use in language. And within the first whatever amount of time, you will automatically filter down to whatever ones are used in your language. So like if you're only around English, it'll go from your ear being able to hear all 180 to hearing whatever. I don't remember how many there are in English. I think it's like 30, 35. So like your ear will get super focused on being able to hear those. So that's why sometimes like you've met people where English isn't their first language, but they speak amazing English. But there's like little moments when you can tell that English isn't their native language, just because it might be a little pitch thing or a small little mispronunciation that's clearly not from my type of mispronouncing things. So basically, it kind of works in a similar way where it intakes all the different information. So the same way that you will learn language, so you start first making phonetic sounds, and then based on people's reactions around you, you start taking those reactions and going, oh, if I go mama to my mom, she reacts like, oh my God, I get a positive reaction. I guess that's what I call her. And then same thing for dad or whatever. So it just also works in a faster process because it can just take in all the fucking information on the internet. But then the other thing it has to go through is a filtering process of figuring out what is actually correct. So that's part of where the training comes in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like right now it's in an advanced infant stage in a way.
Yeah. So for ChatGPT, it doesn't use it. It doesn't take
you pulled at me.
It doesn't take things off the internet. It has it has a database of, I think it's like 100 billion phrases, words, and stuff.
What I understand of it is, because I've asked it, it basically took like a limited amount of time that was of 2021 of whatever the internet was at that time.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going off of.
Yeah. And it doesn't do anything like currently in a sense.
Yeah. I tried to have it write a YouTube script for something that's more current and it didn't.
Yeah. So it doesn't really use the internet. It just uses a database of like 100 billion, whatever.
It also knows a bunch of languages.
Yeah. So it's like it's a crazy amount of.
I had to talk Japanese to me. It was interesting.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of languages, phrases, words that it knows, that it's able to interpret when you ask it a question, able to see what you're really asking and then give you an answer based off that. There's a ChatGPT 4 that's coming.
Yeah, I think this is version 3.
Yeah, that's coming in 2023. That's going to have 100.
It is 2023.
That's coming this year or next year, one of the years. That's going to have 100 trillion words or phrases. So it's going to be way more advanced than it is now. Probably way more accurate, and probably can give you more things to do. And
it's so weird how niche it can go to.
Yeah, I asked it to write me a script.
Like what kind of script?
I asked me to write me a script based off a story that I had.
Because you don't write shit
with the style of, let's say, like a Quentin Tarantino or any writer, and it will write it. But it's not that good. It's not. And that's where it probably will get better within the new year next, but it does it for you. And it does it in the same format, in the right format, but you will have to customize it yourself. But it's a great tool.
Oh,
great starting point.
Dude, it's interesting. What's going to be annoying is how many like faceless YouTube channels there's going to be where they're just having the script generated by ChatGPT. They're going to run it through some, with an AI, whatever voice. So it's going to read the script and then they're going to run it through an AI based or machine learning based editing software where it's probably just going to take a bunch of stock images and then it's going to export it and those people are just going to put those on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's going to be such a massive flood of those.
Yeah.
But then I could also see that working into the fact of people are then going to want to actually see people. So then.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of faceless YouTube.
Oh, there's already a ton. It's already been a trend. That's a trend that's been happening where like companies will basically hire people through like Fiverr, freelance people to, and also do some staff, write scripts, have someone voice over, someone edit. So they're paying people to do that for them. And then they'll just post those until it makes enough ad money to cover all the expenses. So basically there are companies that are doing that where they're just investing a bunch of money up front and then making money on the back end. But if you don't have that kind of scale already, then it doesn't really
companies, work. Why are they doing it? For like advertising?
They're doing it just to create
content,
passive income.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of one of those passive income scheme things going on.
Interesting. Well, I see in the near future, instead of AI taking over jobs, I see more realistically using it as tools. And it's going to be kind of in our everyday like tool, like a Google. I think that's what's really going to happen. We're going to start using AI tools to help us with jobs or just do things instead of like using Google or YouTube to look up whatever. I think that's more realistic in the future, in the near future. Give it some time though. I can definitely see in taking certain jobs for sure. But yeah, let's hold out on that conversation for right now because it's definitely been a big topic I've been seeing a lot. It's gonna take over jobs. I'm like, just relax.
Well, I don't even know about that part. I don't really give a shit.
I would give a shit.
Well, because it's your job.
But it won't be just software engineering though. That's what I'm kind of say. It's gonna be a lot of other things before software engineering.
I mean, they're already trying to take artist money away, and artists don't even have money
Yeah, it's gonna take over
with the AI art stuff.
Yeah. It's gonna take over a lot of jobs before software engineering because we have to create the AI.
Yeah, stop creating y'all's replacement, assholes.
Well, yeah, I think this brings up
No comment. All right, cool.
It brings up a good conversation. I think we need to chill out on innovation.
Dude, I know. I've been saying that. It's
Yeah,
like we can stop.
Yeah, I think we need to relax a little bit on innovation.
It's like Elon Musk. Do we really need to put like computer chips on our head?
Yeah, I get it that we want to have things more convenient, I guess, but we can relax for now. Just like slowly get to that point. We're just moving so fast. It's like
I know. It's like stop trying to be the next whatever person, like next hero in life. But it's like you're going to create our replacements, assholes.
Yeah.
It's like I think we're fine.
Yeah, for right now, I think we're good. We're cool. We're good.
Yeah, could things be better? Yeah. But there's a line we're going to cross where we can't turn back.
I think it's an issue with capitalism.
It usually goes back to it.
No, yeah.
We live in a society.
Yeah. I think innovation will be good if it wasn't used just so people can make money. If it was more used to
here's the thing is the companies that are pushing it already have a ton of money and they're like, how do we lower our cost? Oh, our biggest cost are labor.
Yeah, how do we make more money?
So how do we make it to where we don't have to pay labor anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, let's just build this